about the breakthrough cases, right?
Yes.
Because that is a big divisive issue right now with a lot of people who are like, well, why would I get the vaccine? There's breakthrough cases left and right here. For one, we don't have the stats on it, which is bad.
Right.
Because we should, right?
We only know the breakthrough hospitalizations and deaths.
Exactly. And I think there's a video we'll have to do for our first, well, actually, I'll just show you on Twitter later, about The View. When they were going to have Kamala Harris on The View, and there's 4 people on The View that are sitting there, the hosts, and they get like this thing over their mics and stuff. They're like, you guys need to go. We need to pull you off stage. 2 of them had to go backstage. They had just tested positive for COVID. And Kamala Harris was supposed to be coming on and blah, blah, blah.
Mid-show, huh?
It was wild. But with the breakthrough cases, right?
Yes.
The deal with the vaccine was never that you're not going to get COVID.
No.
Actually, it was presented that way in a lot of times, but like that was never the actual deal with the vaccine. It was so that when and if you got COVID, the effects of that disease running through your body are going to be less damaging overall.
Yes.
It'll keep hospitalizations lower. It'll keep deaths lower. I don't like the people that try to make that disingenuous argument about like, well, the breakthrough cases, the breakthrough case, there's so many breakthrough cases now. Why do I even get the vaccine? I can understand that to a point, but at the same time, that was never the bill of goods that we were sold with the vaccine. I'm still a big proponent of the vaccine. I'm not a proponent about the mandates. I'm a huge proponent of natural immunity with prior infections. And I think those 2 things, the vaccine and prior infections, should be looked at together and held up together as ways to mitigate as much risk as you possibly can going forward. But the complete lack of support, I would say, for the previously infected really upsets people, and it just sows more divisiveness and trust again.
And I feel like if they were looked at together, right, especially because a lot of the information, the studies that we're seeing, are not saying that if you have natural immunity, it's good forever, but that it's good for just longer than the vaccine is. If they're looked at together, you're going to likely convince more people who have prior infection to get the vaccine when that time period is over.
Yeah.
If they're saying we have determined that at 15 months you have not enough antibodies to maintain immunization from getting the virus again, you could get it, and it could be bad, it could not, but if you get the vaccine, then it definitely won't be bad, because you'll have X amount of protection, it'll boost you this much, and you may even only need 1 shot because you already had the virus, You're
cruising. It's the flu shot type of mentality.
But when you stick with, like you're talking about, when you stick with just let's not even talk about it, stick with that idea of not addressing things,
people are smarter than that.
Yeah.
They see right through it. They know that there is something going on with if I get the flu before the flu shot that season comes out, odds are when the flu vaccine comes out, I've already had the flu, like taken a flu test or whatever and gotten through it. Odds are I'm not going to go get the flu vaccine that year because I'm good, and then at least from my experience, generally speaking, I am good at that point. And then if you do, that's whatever, But yeah, removing that whole thing and bastardizing it and saying that there's only one way to go here. There's only one road to hoe, and that's the vaccine. Vaccines are bust, you know what I mean? And that's it. Which the average person, understanding how they have lived their life and gotten sick over, different years and shit like that, know that that's not totally the case.
Right.
Especially when breakthrough cases are coming out more and more, especially more and more prevalent ones, because everybody in like the media and on, celebrity and stuff like that, they were the ones taking the vaccine selfies, blah, blah,
Chris
blah.
Rock.
And then, and then all of a sudden they get a breakthrough case.
People,
it's like, well, that's,
Antonio Brown
there was still a deal.
Yeah, Antonio Brown has COVID.
Antonio Brown does?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Who's got Antonio Brown in the league?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that he's vaccinated too. I'm pretty sure that Tampa Bay is one of the teams that's fully vaccinated. There are a couple of teams in the NFL that are 100% vaccinated, staff and players. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's very interesting. There's some things I want to talk to you about, like this list of the division continues.
Oh yeah,
is what I have, right? So there are a couple of things that I want to talk about because I think that it continues to remove credit from these I don't want to say these people, but this group that largely consists of left-leaning celebrities, public figures, along with the government, right? Because they're bringing celebrities in. I want to take this moment because we talk about this pretty frequently. I want to take a moment just to remind everybody of our social media. I am at Salt of the Street on Twitter and at alpaca_Donovan on Instagram. Colin is at Big Bird Outfield on both those things. You can find all this on saltofthestreets.com. We also have our Instagram at Salt of the Streets, or YouTube, Salt of the Streets, Facebook, fuck Facebook at Salt of the Streets. We also have our Patreon at Salt of the Streets. You can go there, 5 different levels, support us. We value everybody who's done that. Thank you very much.
If you were to sign up for our Tier 4 Patreon account right now, we would be reading your executive producer credit right now.
Right now. Yes, the executive producers will be read every 37 minutes with our ad reads. If you need a skateboard, go to our location skate shop in West Bremerton. If you need a haircut, hit up Swell Blended. He's right here. We talk about him every 37 minutes. Our wives are also very impressive, as I said earlier. Caroline is at Lexi Kayo on Twitch, and my wife is at Leggings and Aprons on Instagram. So if you need cake, you're in the local area, deliver, pick up, all that stuff. So, that's it. As far as the ads go. Divisiveness, yeah. So I have a list of things here that I feel have continued to take away from this legitimacy that the argument of, and this is not necessarily the argument of the vaccine, but the argument of authoritarian control, right? Of mandates, of continued mandates further and further. So the first one that I wrote is the Met Gala, right?
Oh, and the Met Gala, baby.
And I'm not even like the AOC thing, because that was its
just
own
in general.
Yep. But in all of the pictures, right, all of the celebrities are exempt because in California, anything like Hollywood, any production, movie production or anything like that is
entertainment
exempt.
type deals.
It's exempt, right? So all of these celebrities are there. They're doing whatever they want. They're drinking, doing all of the shit, right? And all of the help behind them is in a mask.
Yep.
Anybody working there, the people carrying the train of AOC's dress, wearing a mask, right? Everybody who's working there, all the staff wearing masks. It was the same thing at the Emmys, right? In enclosed building, indoors, everyone's sitting together at tables, right? They're all hanging out. None of the celebrities, none of the big stars are wearing masks. Mm-hmm. All of the staff are wearing masks. All the people who work there have to wear masks. I'm sure they also have to be vaccinated.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they also have to be vaccinated.
Yeah, I'm
vaccinated.
99% sure that that's part of their guidelines. So everybody's vaccinated. Everybody that is a star of the show doesn't have to wear a mask, but all the plebs that are making all of it happen have to.
If you need money, if you have to work here, if you are unfortunate enough to have to need money and have to work here, you have to wear a mask. I'm not going to, though. I don't need that shit.
Nope.
I'm exempt. I'm a star, bitch.
Oh, my take is this is a crystal clear view of what movie series did I watch recently that I was super obsessed with for a while? The Hunger Games. This is the capital.
Yes.
And to take it away from fiction for a minute, right? What we're talking about is the elitist class divide. Here we have, generally speaking,
animal
politicians,
farm, if you will, right?
Animal farm. Yeah, some pigs are more equal than others.
Yes.
Or some animals are more equal than others, or whatever the line is. But yeah, we have a group of elites now that have always been there, right? But it's never become more transparent now at who is an elite and who is not. AOC has been ushered into the elites, obviously, because now she's a powerful populist politician, which. Try not to let me forget about this. If we find a place where we can fit in, I want to talk about populism at some point.
Okay.
Mostly because I want to kind of ask you about like a theory-ish I have.
Deal.
But yeah, no, that one 100%. The Met Gala is just, and they do this every year. They wear ridiculous things that nobody would ever wear that cost ridiculous amounts of money, and they make all of themselves feel very, very important, and it's very important to them to pontificate on high while they're up on stage accepting their awards and doing all these things to tell all the plebs how they should be living their lives. It's not different than what it used to be. It's just more in your face now. Yeah, it's a lot darker now because the consequences of not being an elite are that much more severe.
Yeah.
So what's the next one? I like this.
The next one was Don Lemon. Right?
Don
Lemon.
This mother
in his transition to Chris Cuomo, and you could probably even find the clip that I didn't get it because I didn't think about it.
I think it's in my Twitter.
I'm sure that you can find it. Yeah, Don Lemon And so I'll just kind of lead us into it, and then we can play the clip. Don Lemon talking about how now is the time to start shaming the unvaccinated. That if they're stupid enough to continue to not be vaccinated, then it's their own fault, and we need to shame them, right? And it runs in similar vein of the woman from CNN talking about how, you know, you don't have a
Christina
freedom
Wong?
to, yeah, you don't have freedom to travel. You know, you need to get a vaccine so you can be allowed back into society to do the things that you want to do. This is it. Yeah. So this is the clip here. Yeah. Okay.
So let's blow this.
So this
up.
is Don Lemon, and this is, I believe, in the transition from Don Lemon's show into Chris Cuomo's show.
Yeah.
And this is CNN's thing.
It's their
you know,
handoff.
yeah, exactly. And I think all the networks do it, all the big
Yeah.
news networks,
Yeah.
because they're live 24 hours. You know.
Yep.
So yeah, so they do a handoff from one to the other. So this is the clip here.
Let's do it.
This stuff, nothing wrong with Botox.
People
Tried
don't
it.
know what they eat,
Look,
what they
I
drink,
tried
what
it
they
once.
smoke.
My eyebrow went up. I don't have it now. As you can see, I got all these wrinkles. Everybody asks me when I'm going to get. You need
Whatever.
Botox. But listen, nothing wrong with Botox.
Clearly.
But I'm saying, do people really know what's in stuff that they inject in their bodies all the time? And they're
What
like,
they
oh,
eat,
shot,
what they drink?
eat, what they drink. Stop it. Stop it with the ignorance. And we have to stop saying, oh, well, you know, you have to listen to people. And no, you don't. These people are being harmful to the greater good. You don't have to listen to a minority of people who are being harmful to the greater good and who are not acting on logic, reason, and science. I had an issue, I told you, Chris, when my family was here, and they were saying, well, I don't know, I just don't know. I said, you know how you got here to visit me in New York? You took an airplane. What is that? Science. Right? You know why people live to be older than 40, 50, 60 years old these days? Science. Medicine. No one questions that. You know why people, you know what is so contradictory about it? When people get sick, they go into the hospital and they say, throw it all, give it to me, inject it, put it in me. And you're going to pay a whole lot of money. And you're going to tax the medical system when you could have gotten it for free and you wouldn't be in that position in the first place.
You're going to question the vaccine, but you want to take a horse dewormer. But look, here's the thing. I accept everything you've just said. Most of all, the idea that the majority cannot be healed by the tyranny of a minority.
Yeah.
Their stubbornness has to be their own consequence at some point, and the rest of us have to be able to live life.
Yeah.
Now.
All right. So
Go ahead.
that's one of my favorite first
that
clips.
last part about the tyranny of the minority.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's like, wait, what? Did you
That's
just
funny.
hear yourself? Did you?
Yes.
What did you just say?
Yes. So I have something. You go ahead. You go first. Unless you don't have anything, because I have.
Oh my, yeah, like where would I even begin on that one? Again, elitist condescension towards anybody that doesn't agree with them. The amount of for the greater good speak. This dude has obviously never read any literature that came out of the Soviet Union, ever. He has no idea what he's talking about. When you start believing that it doesn't matter what an individual stance in, the only thing that matters is the greater good, that's how you get genocides. It has been proven time and time again throughout history. And yeah, he has no problem saying that because he's an ignorant fucking moron who has no idea of the consequences of his words. They're being spread around on there. These CNN is where the garbage comes from that everybody has to deal with every day. CNN, MSNBC, same deal with Fox News. They're not immune to this bullshit either.
And all the bullshit.
He has no consequence. He has no idea the consequences that are coming out of his words by saying stupid shit like that. It really pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's condescending. It is super elitist. And all he's doing is telling you, you're not as good as me because you won't support the collective decision of the collective group. It's dangerous and it's ignorant. And it pisses me the fuck off because Don Lemon is net worth, I think we talked about this once before. It's like $20 million.
Lots of
He makes $4 million a year. And this dude is not you. He will never be you. You're probably never going to be. Well, I mean, we will, of course. We'll be like him, but we'll be way better.
Yes.
So that's my instant take on that one. Division, distrust. That's why.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Is that this is why people talk so much about breakthrough cases, is because that part of the demonization of you're the reason this is spreading, you're the reason this is happening.
Yep.
When the breakthrough cases matter, they're happening. We don't know at what rate, right? Because if you could show people, it's another piece of data that would matter. If you could show people breakthrough cases are happening, but only at a rate of whatever. You know, if regular COVID, these are just numbers. I'm just making up numbers. If regular COVID spreads at I don't know, you have a 30% chance of getting COVID, but or spreading COVID, but if you get the vaccine, then only like a 10% chance of spreading it. I don't know.
Still seems like a good deal.
You know what I'm saying? If you're able to, that's probably makes no sense. But if you're able to demonstrate somehow that the chance of spreading it is less, and people are saying that, right? That's a common talking point, but we don't know that. We don't actually know that because we don't know what the number of breakthrough cases are. So we don't know how many people have it, how many people are spreading it, and that very well may be the case. But we don't know that. No one knows that. No one can tell me that because no one has that information.